Vishal Thakkar, Deputy Chief Financial Officer at Anupam Rasayan, joins in right now on the show. Vishal, been a while, but thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us. Neeraj here, good morning. I hope all is well.
All is well, thank you, and great to reconnect with you. I think it's always great to talk to you.
Yeah, and we love having you, Vishal. So thank you so much. I just want to start off this conversation. You know, the three of us out here, we're talking about that Anupam is doing so much. What is it that we can quiz it on? And I thought, let's start off with this whole acquisition strategy, right? When people thought that the chemical sector is kind of going through a slow turn, you do not one, but not two, and conversations about one or two more as well. What's happening out there? Is this the way to grow, that do inorganic moves?
So I'll tell you two things. If you look at it, our growth on the organic side, except for the last 2 years, has been fantastic. So I think, and we believe that as we go, the growth in the on the organic side also will continue to be well. And if you look at our order pipeline, clearly also helps us, give that comfort to us that the revenue growth on the organic side is fine. On the inorganic side, the whole idea is that it should be a very strategic objective. It should serve a strategic purpose as well. And when you look at the Tanfac that we did in 2022, it was all about backward integration, especially in the fluorination side, where there are so many new molecules. If you look at in last 20 years, more than 40% of the new molecules that have been commercialized across the world, across agro, pharma, and polymer, all have fluorine as a moiety. So if you want to be a credible supply chain partner to any of the large players, then you would need to have a full value chain, supply chain sorted out. So that's what we did for Tanfac, which has resulted in a good revenue growth as well as good revenue pipeline as well. For Anupam and for Tanfac, definitely it did. Similarly, Jayhawk, if you look at it, Jayhawk is again a very strategic approach for our aspirations that are there. If you look at Jayhawk is based out of US in the current environment where if you want to make US as a very serious geography for us, then a asset in US will always help. Today we are looking at around about double-digit teens revenue contribution from from America. However, with Jayhawk coming in, this becomes a good portfolio because we had a strong market in Europe and Japan and India, but US was one that this acquisition will help. Again, from a end market point of view, polymer and specialty chemicals, especially in the performance materials, where we talk about semiconductors or electric vehicles or any other of these high specialty products, this company is well validated and well qualified with all the major players in US, and that helps us really fast forward our growth plans through that entity as well. I can dwell more onto this, but I hope that gives you the context of what we are looking at from this acquisition.
Does, and Vishal, it absolutely does. Good morning to you, Alex, here as well. But let's delve a little deeper into the Jayhawk acquisition because it's the most recent one, right? And the question here is, and you spoke about how it can bolster performance, right? But if there are any numbers that you can share with us about how it's going to affect the relatively near-term performance, and I'm talking about relatively near-term as the next 12 months, what will the integration look like, and how over what period will this play out?
So first, we are looking at closing it in February.
Yeah.
So that way, then it comes into our control fully. And in terms of this, in terms of near term, see, first thing is today they are a $78 million revenue company with around 19 to 20% EBITDA margin today. So that anyways comes in straight up. But we believe that Anupam's growth continues, and we believe that their growth also should be in the similar kind of a pace as what we have seen for Anupam in a historical manner that we have seen. So I would today may not be the best day because we need to sit with the management to get to the final numbers also. But our understanding today is that we should be looking at a fairly similar kind of a growth rate there as well as what we're seeing here. It can be more because if you see, there is a lot of synergy values to this. On a standalone basis, today I'm talking only standalone basis, that even when I look at this company on a standalone basis, it has a good growth growth journey that we can see for them in next 3 years. However, when we look at with Anupam, there are a lot of synergies that we can see between Anupam and Jayhawk. there are a lot of chemistries which are complementary. There are a lot of technologies which we can share. There are overlapping customers. When we were doing this, the discussion with the customers of Jayhawk for when we're doing a due diligence, the simple statement that they made is that if you can offer a platform like India, US, especially Anupam and Jayhawk, because they know both of us reasonably well, we can give you a lot many more projects to work on, and we can look at more allocation to this platform. So if you look at it, Tanfac, Anupam, Jayhawk, if you add all three, then we are talking from a mining product like a fluorospar, which converts into HF and KF for Tanfac, to, let's say, an end molecule which goes into a very niche product, application like EV battery, or let's say in a stealth bomber aircraft. These are the kind of applications that we can go across the period. So all in all, I think there is strong revenue potential with an integration value that we can have between Anupam and Jayhawk, and adding Tanfac will only add to this piece.
Mr. Thakkar, just a quick question on the agrochemical sector recovery, and as exciting as these new acquisitions are, I think for your entire space and for the company, one worry that the street has is what's happening with the agrochemical cycle. Of course, I think we've bottomed out and the worst may be behind us, but just your outlook there.
So yeah, the outlook I can say is that the worst is behind us, as you rightly said. Definitely we feel so with the kind of demand that we have seen in the last few quarters. And if you see our numbers also will reflect the similar kind of behavior. We are seeing a strong strengthening of demand. And we believe that as we go forward, that demand will continue to strengthen further. So, and the reflection is, rather than I'm making any forward-looking statement, but if you look at reflection of our numbers in last 3 quarters, it would say that the agro demand has continued to grow. So all in all, I think the demand side on the agro looks fine, I would say.